See, this will be the third Midnight Sun Mayhem show. I know, it's also, I guess, the first one I've ever done that's all for charity.
Oh, Fairbanks has always had a phenomenal MMA scene. Frostbite Valley Tudo was the first MMA gym in Alaska. Jeff Nielsen started it back in the day. And this is a fight town, total through and through.
So many of the fundraisers are redundant and boring in this town, I think. Yeah, for sure. Your yellow shirt and Bango tie. Yeah!
Jeff Nielsen is the head coach of Frostbite Valley Tudo, an MMA gym in Fairbanks, Alaska. While he's accustomed to training and preparing fighters to compete all over the state, one challenge he accepts far more reluctantly is promoting his own events. Over the last few years, he's put on 2 events under his Midnight Sun Mayhem banner. He's now preparing for his 3rd event, a charity event with far different stakes than the first 2.
Your son Parker is making his fighting debut tomorrow, so how do you focus on that given everything else that you have to focus on?
You just make yourself do it. Make time. You know, you just... Yeah, no, it's different, him fighting, and definitely nervous about it. I know, it's also, I guess, the first one I've ever done that's all for charity. 100%. No one's getting paid. I'm the promoter. I'm not getting paid. The fighters aren't getting paid. All ticket sales, you know, recover cost, and then everything goes right back to into the community. Let's see. This will be the 3rd Midnight Sun Mayhem show. Did one in 06, Bikes, Babes, and Brawls. Did Arctic Thunder. Just on my own, I'd say I've done about 7 shows. Then, like with a lot of upstart promoters and out-of-town promoters, I've done a lot of, you know, cooperating, promoting fights with other individuals. So I've done, I don't know, probably 12 or so. What kind of questions you ask me?
We'll just talk about, again, I'll ask you about the fundraiser for Interior Aids, because I think that's cool. Yeah. We'll talk about the ticket price, because $10 is a sweet ass for MMA. Trying to think of what else we can get to.
Alright, so talk a little bit about marketing. I mean, how do you go about selling the show?
Depends on who I'm talking to. Talking to a bunch of young soldiers, I'm selling the fights. You know, $10, booze, cheesesteaks, they're selling gelato, people get punched in the face, what else is to do for $10? Maybe a bunch of, you know, women or more professional people, I sell the charity aspect. It's a show for, you know, money goes back into the community for our local Interior AIDS Association. And yeah, it's a fun way to help out, do something different. You know, and again, what else is there to do on a Saturday night in Fairbanks for $10?
While this is the first event Jeff is putting on for charity, He's no stranger to the Interior Aids Association. Given his background working with and for the organization over the last several years, he knows firsthand how much the $4,000 to $5,000 he's hoping to raise will help.
Some of the fundraisers are redundant and boring in this town, I think. I thought when was the last time someone did fights where you get a different demographic, involved and create awareness towards a cause. And yeah, it seems like a fun, easy way to do a fight show and combine my two jobs, I guess.
What does a case manager do?
General connection to services and helping them maintain, help them make sure, they get on their ADAP assistance so they can afford their medications. And we help them with housing, affordable housing, help them with nutritional things, making sure their, transportation, making sure they get to the medical appointments that are necessary. One of the really valuable services the agency provides is confidential HIV testing. We just also start adding hepatitis. But people can come in here and get a 20-minute test. Which is something that everybody should get regularly tested. Think about every 6 months to do. It's 20 minutes of your time. It's no blood drawn. It's a simple saliva swab. Well, we have a lot of programs. I'm the case manager for HIV services. We also have Project Special Delivery program in the building, which is a methadone clinic, which provides counseling and treatment for people who are addicted to opiates. So we also have an outreach program that does education. They go to North Star, they go to some of the youth facilities, things like that, and provide education. And then we also operate a needle exchange. Your test is negative, sir.
Good. Well, that's positive for me.
Yeah.
That's a positive result.
Yep.
So that's what it looks like?
Yep.
Well, that was pretty easy.
Yeah. Here, pen, paperwork. So,
Take everything off the rest?
if you want to, sure. If you think you'll be on weight, let's step up, see where you're at.
How do you do it?
I don't know, because every time after I do it, I pretty much say I never want to do it again. It's not a hassle. I don't know. I sometimes I guess I want to see some fights that I want to see, or a certain style, and atmosphere. Cause, I don't know. Fight shows should be fun. They should be exciting. So this is just a simple smoker. Guys are getting out there and just trying to test themselves. Test their skills, test their heart. See who they really are. Find some things out. It's just more of a casual, fun event.
Despite the time and effort put into setting up matches for the event, now only 6 hours away, Jeff is faced with several fighters who have not shown up for the weigh-in. It is a common occurrence at local fight shows, and one which his experience has prepared him for.
I'll do anything.
Well, let's do Thai boxing.
Thai boxing?
Or boxing, either way.
This is Japanese style MMA without the 3-point rule, so it's kind of crazy.
It's like kicking in the face.
Yeah. So you want to be more prepped.
Listen, I don't want to do that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right.
What's your next soccer case?
I'm not sure yet.
168 for Michael Soto. Michael and the Ginger gonna Thai box tonight. Who do we have left who still want to get a fight tonight? If you want to get a fight, come on up here. The liquor side, on this side, gets a wristband, and they get a stamp. Thank you, sir. Oh, all the gloves in the back. The new gloves, put MSN. Okay.
Weeks of preparation have led up to this moment. Hours before the start of the show, Jeff is a blur as he methodically checks in fighters and organizes last-minute details. As busy as he is, he knows he can't do it all alone, and he's depending on a lot of people to do their part as well.
I rent the venue. So So I sign contract, do all I need to with the fairgrounds. Part of that is the fairgrounds supposed to provide tables, chairs. I've had shows in the past. They don't have enough tables, they don't have enough chairs. You've sold all these tables where, the people that are supposed to do their part. Because it's just not like, I don't do everything. Like I said, I rent the building, then they're supposed to, provide things. I talk to the sound people, I hire a sound person. Then, of course, I'm expecting them to show up and have proper quality sound and lighting and whatnot. I make a deal with K&L Liquor on this one to provide the liquor. They get to sell booze, but they're also supposed to help, along with the bar, provide security, make sure, IDs are getting checked. There's things they're supposed to be doing. There's a lot of people to coordinate with who are, it's like silly things. It's making sure, plugging holes. And then fighters are a pain to deal with, For those of you who are doing the MMA, we're doing Japanese style, so there's no three-point rule in effect. Okay, meaning if Shorty's like this, I can knee him in the face, I can kick him in the face. Okay? Do not make a mistake like the guy did the summer before last, put his hand down thinking the guy can't knee him, and get his face lit up. Okay? I use Japanese rules for my MMA, which is radically different. I'm not sure if anybody else really in North America still doing that. So I use the Japanese style type pride rules with soccer kicks. I do allow elbows. We use the 10-2-5s rounds. So that's definitely unique about it. Well, it's kind of, it's like a pre-season sort of show. The main MMA season, fight season starts up next month. And it just seemed like a good way because guys are coming out to get guys kind of active again. A lot of people haven't been training properly because of their jobs and summertime up here. But this gave them the chance because, a lot of these guys are they're in the gym, just not that much. To go, okay, hey, I can box. And, just put their focus in their limited time on the boxing part of their skill sets or work their Thai boxing. It gave people options, again, trying to make fighting more accessible. There's a lot of dudes who've thought about fighting and will see these MMA shows, but they don't know jiu-jitsu. They don't want to end up on the ground with someone choking them. But they can stand up and punch someone in the face. Can you look in there and see? Ben, you see my scissors?
And a promoter, what is it different? You're playing multiple roles here, so
not being biased, it comes back to my motivation, which I'm not doing it to make money. I'm just doing it to see some fights I want to see, and I don't want to see a bunch of one-sided fights. I don't want to see a bunch of people just get smoked. I want to see some fun, exciting fights, and so it's not being biased because sometimes you get it's also the reason I don't promote shows very often. I don't think gym owners should be in the promotion business regularly. Because you see some of those shows, and it's like the gym's fighters, they always get all the good matchups, and I don't know, just gotta treat your fighters right. And that's been one of the bigger problems with a lot of promoters, is they don't treat the fighters right, they bounce checks, they mismatch, and people don't want to come back for that.
Fighters or fans?
Fighters. If you don't have fighters, you lose the fans. Fist? How's that feel? Yeah. A lot of martial artists in this town, not a lot that actually want to compete or fight. That's the general observation. You'd think, I actually expected with the kickboxing on this card to be able to get some interest from all these taekwondo schools and stuff around town. And, because you'd think, they have hundreds of students and these black belts everywhere, and you think you'd have one guy or girl who'd be like, yeah, I'd like to do a full contact kickboxing match, and not a single one would bite. No, yeah, one instructor told me it wasn't fair because guys from schools like this from here hit, and and those students, they're not used to it.
Well, did you tell him you'd make a fair matchup?
Yeah, I'd be like, no. I told him I got some just like people who've never fought before and stuff like that. And I'm like, and you guys, you guys train all week just on punching and kicking, and guys from here, they're rolling around the mats, they're working all kinds of stuff. So, I mean, really, in theory, the Taekwondo people or whatever should be the better kickboxer because they spend more time doing it, have more years in, and they said, no, but my guys were used to hitting, being hit, and they thought that made a big difference.
Well, I think it's a legitimate. I mean, if you've never been punched in the face hard before, and you go out there with your...
Yeah, but you know what? At some point, you got to stop taking driver's ed and get in the car and drive. And, because unless my original instructor, Mr. Olson, used to always say, you don't want to be a paper tiger. And that's what most black belts are. They can't fight. They've taken driver's ed their whole life. They've never really driven. They understand the concepts, the theories. But unless you really gotten out there and fought, then the only thing that says that you know how to fight is that little piece of paper on your wall right there, which I have those too. But if you haven't fought, that's all it means. And yeah, until you really get out there and someone touches you and you get to kind of have to dig deep or do whatever and make things happen, yeah, you don't know.
All right, let's hear it for both these fighters. Nick Landing! Give us support, get to the last round! Both fighters got to the first out chair.
Oh, Fairbanks has always had a phenomenal MMA scene. Frostbite Valley Tudo was the first MMA gym in Alaska. Jeff Nielsen started it back in the day. And Fairbanks, even though it's the second biggest city in Alaska, but it has always had MMA fights. It's a constant. This is a fight town, total through and through. There's never been a want for action and competition with MMA up here. And the thing is, the fighters coming from Fairbanks, I always have been and continue to be among the best in the state. This is a hotbed for local MMA action.
Yeah. So tell me, what do you think about putting this on for charity?
Oh, it's wonderful. It's always nice when you can do something like that. All for a good cause. The Interior AIDS Association does a lot of really good work. I'm glad I could volunteer some time and help out with that. I think it's great that people came and donated money to that. I think that's awesome.
As the event goes on, Jeff finds a balance between his obligations as the promoter and as Frostbite's coach. One thing, however, remains constantly in mind as Parker's fight draws closer.
Confident?
I'm confident. You know what? Everybody gets caught. Everybody gets caught. And first fights rarely go correctly. Because it's different when you're out there in front of that crowd and someone's trying to put their fist to your face. It's a different sort of feel. And some people respond well to it, some don't. Some it takes them a little bit to get going. It's one of those things, so it's kind of it's a toss-up, you never know.
Look at that nose, Parker! Come on! I think he's done. I think he's done.
Very, very good. I mean, you had boxing, Thai kickboxing, pride style. It was a little bit of everything for the true MMA fan.
Have you ever seen another promoter do an entire show for charity?
No, this is the first time, and I think it's awesome that Jeff did that. And Frostbite, all these guys are volunteering. All of us volunteer. I volunteer every time. Everybody does for charity. It was a great thing, and the fans got a $10 fight that they'll probably never forget.
What did you think of the show tonight?
That was outstanding. It's amazing how far the local scene has come. You know, it's very entertaining.
Yeah. What do you think about the doing it for charity?
Well, that's the best. I mean, that's the best reason to have an event like this, and you know, to fight it. It just brings more positive energy and the real spirit of the sport.
I'd like to see Sam, the Hebrew Hogan. It has been my pleasure. Thank you, Fairbanks. Good night.
By all accounts, Midnight Sun Mayhem 3 was a success. The event went on without a hitch, fans were treated to exciting fights, Jeff's son Parker was triumphant in his debut, and the event surpassed expectations, bringing in over $5,000 for the Interior AIDS Association.
Try to keep them together a little bit. Thank you.
What'd you think, Jeff?
It was fun. I didn't get to see much of it, but getting good crowd feedback.
Was it worth doing?
I think so at the moment.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So, what about, you got plans for another show?
I'm sure I'll do another one. I think I like this format. It's a little bit more casual. So we'll probably do another one like this.
For charity again?
Yeah.
Nice.